do I pay the car payment? Do I skip that and get some payment, some form of payment in for rent and feed the kids? I mean, I had to pick and choose what was going to get paid, over what are we going to eat. We're coming just out of that recession part, and I'm a business owner, trying to get new clients, but it was really tough. But then my mother died, and she was half of the income coming in. So we ended up having to jump on SNAP at that time, and it was a hard thing to do. I've heard about it, but there's a negative connotation about being on SNAP. So I pretty much had to fight through an ego thing just to get on that. Having that helped, because then that didn't mean that being a single mom, I'm going to have like 2 or 3 different jobs and still try to take care and raise the kids on my own. So having those benefits just helped me while I'm looking for something that's a little bit more stable, but not having to be in 5 different places trying to bring in money if I didn't have those benefits to help pay for some of the bills, and obviously food on the table. Yeah, the second time was actually earlier this year. So at the start of this year, it was really tough again to find clients, but I haven't been on this program before. I knew exactly what to do. I knew how to handle and navigate this. I knew about this assistance that was out there. So it was easy for me to jump back into the Colorado Works program again and start with the SNAP program. And I just needed it just to get me into, get me by while I'm trying to figure out, okay, what am I going to do? Am I going to close a business again, or am I going to go look for a job? And then, of course, I'm doing both at the same. There are people out there that don't have support outside of what the system may provide. Sure, there are churches out there too that will help when they can, or food banks, that can help when they can. But I have been to those resources before, and it has happened where before I qualified for SNAP, it was a matter of how am I going to turn to different places? Who do I actually go to? And then not to have something to fall back on. It's very, very difficult. And I know that obviously there are others out there that don't think that this is an issue, that people are just, taking advantage of a system. And okay, there might be some of those out there, and there's always, the few that make it worse for the rest of us. Doesn't matter if it's about food, it could be about anything, right? Security, about shopping, about whatever. So there's always going to be those few that maybe, okay, they do, but that doesn't negate the rest of the people that really rely on that don't have the systems or wherewithal, whatever, things to fall back on to be able to feed their family. It's a shame because those decisions are being made from people that have no idea what it means to lack, have no idea, have never experienced, being in a situation where you had to choose, food over bills, food over whatever. And it's sad that it's those people that are, determining like it's no big deal, I'm going to withhold this, and that, Medicaid, any kind of assistance, grants for different things, because I want what I want. And they have no idea what it's doing. And sometimes you have to wonder, do they even care? But again, it's coming from people that have never been in that place before, and they have this thought of, if I'm over here and I'm not needing, if I have everything I need, I'm able to go and get what I want. Why can't you? What's wrong with you? And so it's just sad that we've got, our government or people that are making those decisions for the rest of us who have no idea, what that's like. And so people do suffer and will continue to suffer.